Get your rock solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
We're back to the NBA Cup, and it's time to turn up the heat.
Rollins step back jumper on the way. Bullseye. Mid-range Jay, smooth as silk.
The Bucks face off against the Miami Heat in the Emirates NBA Cup group stage. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks, News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
Good morning, 10 o'clock. We have 33 degrees and we have a winter weather advisory in effect for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, Washington, and Ozaukee counties till 6 this evening. A wind advisory also in effect until 6 for all of southeast Wisconsin. We could get snow showers today up to an inch in the city, 1 to 3 inches up north. High today only 36. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. We'll have more on the weather in just a few minutes, but first, one more pretrial meeting before Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan's federal trial. She's charged with federal obstruction and preventing ICE from arresting an undocumented man at the courthouse in April.
In a series of rulings ahead of Wednesday's final pretrial, Judge Lynn Edelman blocked both sides from raising potential punishment or making arguments based on disagreements over immigration policy. He also said Dugan's team can't define reasonable doubt, but can argue the government hasn't met its burden of proof. Edelman will still decide whether to allow testimony from the defense's proposed immigration law expert, and both sides will be allowed to present evidence about law enforcement's motives and the type of warrants used in the April arrest at the center of the case. At the Milwaukee Federal Courthouse, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
With immigration roundup spreading to more communities, federal agents appealing for help from local law enforcement officers. Around 1,200 police departments and sheriff's offices have signed on to help ICE, but it's not without controversy.
In Tyler, Texas, as in other communities, ICE agents have been met with protests. Deep red East Texas is Trump country, but business leaders are worried.
When we lose members of our construction workforce, we lose the ability to keep our projects on schedule.
Terry Hamblett heads the Builders Association in Tyler, where a new starter home goes for about $300,000.
If you think that's a lot, just stand back and watch.
He's urging the sheriff in Tyler to pull out of his agreement with ICE. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
A woman with family ties to White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has been detained by ICE. Bruna Caroline Ferreira, mother of Leavitt's nephew and a Brazil native, taken into custody near Boston earlier this month for overstaying a tourist visa that expired in 1999. Russia says a peace deal with Ukraine was meant to be disrupted by a leaked phone call between Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and his Russian counterpart. The Kremlin also said it was too early to say a deal to end the war between the two countries was close. In the call, Witkoff reportedly gave advice to a Russian official on how to appeal to President Trump. New details about an attack on a Chicago train. A woman set on fire. It left her fighting for her life. ABC's Rena Roy says the suspect, Lawrence Reed, had been previously arrested 72 times and was said to be under an electronic monitoring system.
Court documents seen by our Chicago station, WLS, reveal that Reed violated his curfew several times in the days before the attack. And on November 17th, an alert went out that he had violated his curfew, but hours later, he allegedly carried out that attack on the train. A judge overseeing the electronic monitoring program says, "We're reviewing all actions taken in this case to ensure procedures were followed."
The 26-year-old victim remains in critical condition. Little to no waiting at Milwaukee's Mitchell Airport during this holiday travel day. Traveler Miles Hansen tells WTMJ.
I've never had any bad experiences, honestly. If you just give yourself time, get like TSA pre-check and all that, you should honestly be fine.
If you're flying, remember to bring your real ID for check-in, and the TSA no longer requires you to remove your shoes. Snow and cold will make for a white Thanksgiving for some parts of southeastern Wisconsin, especially in the northern areas. Roads expected to be wet or slushy if you're traveling north and south. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen says there's a bigger issue.
More so than the snow, it's the wind today. We've got winds running 30, 35 miles an hour easy with gusts approaching 50.
Wind will make it seem like snow's falling harder, faster than it is. We'll have the complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in less than 5 minutes. Ruling against the Milwaukee mayor's veto to the city budget, Common Council approved $10 million for the city's fire department. Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News that money's critical to the effort to keep people safe.
We are responsible to provide equipment for these men and women who have to go into horrible situations over and over again. It is our job to provide them a safe work environment, including the equipment. So that's where my interest in the matter comes from, and I'll do that unapologetically.
Chief Lipsky says the money will go toward new fire engines. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 322 points. NASDAQ up 175. S&P 500 up 46. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 10:04.
We work on hydronic heating, inside and out. A whole home radiating hydronic system to heat the inside of your home and your floors, or under your driveway, porch, or patio to do a snow melt, could be one of the best investments you'll ever make. Call Quality for whole home radiating hydronic heating ideas that turn freezy cats into happy campers.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality, selection, and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Bucks back on the road. Milwaukee will square off with the Miami Heat tonight. Bucks have lost 5 consecutive games, including a 115-103 loss to the Portland Trailblazers on Monday. Green Bay will hit the road for an NFC North Thanksgiving Day clash with the Lions. Packers beat Detroit 27-13 in Week 1. Wisconsin football team will wrap up its season this weekend. Badgers will host Minnesota for Paul Bunyan's Axe on the road Saturday. Visiting team has won the past 3 meetings of the rivalry. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a crash. It is blocking 2 lanes, 2 of the left lanes. This is going to be I-94 west at the ramp from 35th Street. We'll keep you updated on traffic snarls there. Another crash. This one is off right. I-41 south, about a mile beyond the ramp from Main Street. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A winter weather advisory in effect for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, Washington, and Ozaukee counties until 6. Also until 6, a wind advisory in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin. We're looking at possible snow showers today, up to an inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches north of the city. High today 36. That snow should taper off tonight, then cloudy, blustery, overnight low 24. Few flurries on Thanksgiving Day with a high 32. Sunny on Friday, but still cold, high of 30. Snow likely on Saturday with a high 34. That snow should end on Sunday with a high again, freezing 32. 31 in Madison, 34 in Green Bay, 33 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristen Bride.
And good morning, everybody. Kristen is off this week, celebrating some time with her family as they celebrate Thanksgiving. So to Kristen and her family, have a joyous, thankful, fun, food-filled football. Hopefully the football game goes our way tomorrow, Thanksgiving Day. Packers-Lions. So it's sort of an interesting thing. I think the Packers have played the Lions 24 times on Thanksgiving over the years, and obviously that rivalry is big. And I've been to Detroit a bunch of times, stayed there. There's a great casino there that I like to hang out at, MGM property, I believe. But it's a great city, and then they really put out the welcome mat for the Thanksgiving Day game. But for those of us in Wisconsin, we're going to be watching on TV, so it's sort of an interesting twist to all of your meal plans. So we're going to do something different this year. We're going to actually have like sort of a more informal versus the sitting at a long table in our combined sunroom and family rooms. Open those doors up, which we usually do for the big crew, and we got a smaller crew because one of the daughters is going to Minnesota. So it'll be an interesting challenge to stay in the fun mode when maybe things don't go as well as we want them to on the football field, but we've had some good success there. So all of you enjoy your Thanksgiving festivities as we celebrate sort of the beginning of the big holiday season running to the end of the year. And it's sort of a joyous time. So we're going to have some fun on the show today. We're going to start with a serious one, but we're going to have fun on the show today, including this all-in debate that's happening on social media about what's a Thanksgiving pie, what isn't, what's your favorite pie, what qualifies. And then we'll probably get into the turkey debate, too, because more and more posters, more and more influencers are trying to tell all of us that turkey is not a really good piece of meat on Thanksgiving. And I disagree. If it's cooked properly and well, it's a fantastic choice. You don't have to have turkey, obviously. It's personal choice. And leave it up to your cook. Let them decide, of course. And you, being a good guest, if you're showing up at someone's house, eat what they provide. Stop being so picky. Anyway, we're going to start with a serious one. And this has been on the radar for a couple of days now. It started with the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, an individual I think is unqualified for the position he holds. Not that he didn't serve our country. I honor him for that. Military service is always something I respect and appreciate. But he's decided, and this is one of many ideas, orders, pronouncements. Remember when he lectured all the generals and high-ranking military officials at the Pentagon and I think made a fool of himself, including instituting some new standards for facial hair and all this stuff and how you look. And if you don't know Pete Hegseth, he's a former Fox host. Sort of a, what's the right term? He sounds like a party guy to me. You know, he's well-dressed. Apparently spends a lot of money on hair and makeup, which is sort of a new thing now in politics. So a party guy. But, you know, obviously Defense Department, an important part of our government. So he has now, and this started with an ad that was running from some Democratic lawmakers pushing back against what they think is some of the unlawful stretches by the Department of Defense when it comes to orders to the military. It's and we're going to get into what the Constitution says about this in a second, but the Department of Defense and Pete Hegseth basically opened an investigation now into the one member of I think there were 6 Democratic lawmakers who issued that ad. The ad was basically saying you don't have to follow illegal orders. And there's some nuance there, which we'll get to in after the break. So Pete Hegseth is now going after Arizona Senator Mark Kelly. Obviously a senator. So, I mean, in the hyper-partisan world we live in now, that's sort of what you're going to expect. But I thought it was important to understand who he's going after. So Kelly studied at the United States Merchant Marine Academy, has a degree in marine engineering, natural science. He has a master's in aeronautical engineering from the U.S. Navy Postgraduate School. Earlier, he joined the U.S. Navy and served as a combat naval aviator. Gulf War, 39 combat missions aboard the aircraft carrier USS Midway. Over his naval career, 5,000 flight hours and 50 different aircraft, and completed more than 375 aircraft carrier landings. Retired from the Navy in 2011 at the rank of captain. In 96, he was selected by NASA. Also, his twin brother, Scott, was selected to become an astronaut. Flew 4 space shuttle missions. Just on its face, he's earned our respect. He's earned our gratitude. Serving in the air, in space. Remarkable career. But now he's a politician. And he and his colleagues decided to push back against the Department of Defense and some of the orders they thought seem to stretch the idea of legal and probably, in their minds, illegal. So what does the Constitution say? We're going to get into that after the break, because I want to be clear on this. I have a very strong thought at the end of this next segment that I want to impress upon all of us as we sort of debate politics in the midst of the new era of social media and all of the incredible technology available to us. Instant reaction, instant gratification for some is the ultimate requirement they demand from their platforms. And what this means for intelligent debates. So we're going to dig deep on this in the next segment. Pete Hegseth versus Mark Kelly, Senator. After this on 620 WTMJ.
Hi, this is Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management. As we head towards the new year, I want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our listeners and to our clients. Thank you for your trust, your partnership, and the conversations we get to have every day. From all of us at Annex, we wish you and your family a safe, joyful, and meaningful holiday season.
Investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate strategies. Get financially organized for the new year. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
It's the biggest savings event of the year. Menards, 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day. Save big money on everything you need for any project. We've got something for everyone. Homeowners, contractors, DIYers, the kids, and even grandma. Hurry, Menards 11% rebate ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See menards.com for details.
Turn that office gathering into something bold, fun, and completely unexpected. A unique, unforgettable celebration at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center in Kenosha, where safety and education always come first. Whether it's a corporate event, team outing, or family get-together, Mission 94 delivers. Private range access for your group, expert instructions from trained professionals, and customizable catering. Make this season one to remember with the gift of education at Mission 94. Book your holiday event today. Just Google Mission 94.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We could say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on Tap with Sandy Max, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Think you have the smarts? Well, we can test you on that. John McCure, you can join them, and Julia Fellow for WTMJ's Trivia Showdown next Wednesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. Fantastic locale, Left's Lucky Town in Tosa. It is a fantastic place, been there many times. The event presented by Quizmaster Trivia, so be on your best trivia game. Its benefits, of course, Capco's Kids, the Kids Toy Drive. You can bring an unused toy or text the word TOY, T-O-Y, to 855-616-1620 to donate. Bring your crew and play for a great cause. This is a great cause and a lot of fun. Was at ours at Revere's in Delafield. Fantastic establishment out there. And a lot of folks showed up and had fun and ate dinner. All possible at Left's Lucky Town next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And the great part is you're doing something nice for someone you probably will never meet. And that's the definition of pay it forward, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the show. All right, we're talking about Pete Hegseth, who leads the Department of Defense in the Pentagon for President Donald J. Trump, and sort of the friction between him and some members of Congress, in this case, 6 Democratic lawmakers, including Mark Kelly, Senator. And so the question is sort of this, and I'm going to approach it in 2 different ways. One is sort of, they're both nuanced, but the first one is, if it was me and I was a Democratic lawmaker, I would have stayed out of this arena. I don't know that this ad needed to be made. You could certainly state the same thing in the form of an appearance on a talk show, news talk, whatever you want to call them, squawk show, and accomplish the same thing. It's sort of the performative piece of politics I can't stand. The social media example would be Mark Pocan versus Derek Van Orden, 2 senators, opposing sides. It's not the same thing as Hegseth versus Kelly, but it's unnecessary. It dirties the water. It muddies the water, if you want to use that term. It's just not, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I guess that's the way I would put it. So what is a lot of people say this is a constitutional thing, that they're correct. So it's not that clear. It doesn't explicitly state in the U.S. Constitution what you can do about illegal orders. It implies protection through like the normal channels, due process, which we talk about a lot, especially when we have our legal experts on. And this sort of uniform code of military justice that requires military members to follow orders, but, and it's a big but, makes an exception for illegal orders. Now, here's the nuance. Here's the gray. Like we talk about all the time with courts and judges and cases, there's a lot of gray in this stuff. Otherwise, we wouldn't have courts and lawyers and judges. So while members of the military, and apparently Mark Kelly, given his retired status, does fall under the leadership of Pete Hegseth in the Department of Defense, he's also still under the sort of the code of conduct, the military oath, which again says members of the military, they swear to obey orders, but they also swear to uphold the Constitution, are protected by the military law that I just played out for you there a second ago. And it prohibits them, the military oath does, from following unlawful orders. So this is an interpretive argument, right? Is it lawful? Is it unlawful? If you ask the president, everything he says is lawful. Something Richard Nixon said many, many years ago. The president says it, the law, it's the law. Well, we're going to find out, in the next 6 months to a year if that's true or not, and how far-reaching the power of the president is. 3 points. Again, I'll reiterate these points because I think it's important. And so much of what passes for conversation about this is one side or the other. There's a lot of nuance here. I wouldn't have done it if I were the 6 Democratic lawmakers. You don't need to make an ad to say these things. It could have been a brief comment on many television, radio probably appearances you all make now, because that's sort of become your full-time job instead of debating and passing legislation that actually helps Americans. So we spent a lot of time with the nonsense, the public side, the PR side of politics, performative side of politics. So I would have left that alone. To Pete Hegseth, I think history will catch up with the secretary at some point, because I know this, and this is a historical fact, because this is a facts-based show, not a talking points-based show. Lots of versions of the latter in this market and others. Not a fan of that. International law says individuals cannot use the defense of just following orders if they commit war crimes. And I think it's a strong statement, but I think at some point Pete Hegseth is going to run into this. He's not going to like it. And it's going to take a while. But I think history will find a way to sort through these things that are being passed off as just following orders, including the orders from the President of the United States and how we conduct our military operations, in this case, boat strikes, without due process, without knowing who's in those boats. And my last thing, I read his bio. Maybe we trust the astronauts to follow that code. Pretty sure Mark Kelly deserves it. And I know that Pete Hegseth has served, and I honor him for that and respect that. Mark Kelly deserves his rank, deserves his retirement. And one of the penalties that Hegseth is proposing is to reduce that rank. Court-martial is the term that got thrown around, and remove some of his pension. That would be a mistake. I think eventually it would be returned, whatever punishment he receives. And bottom line for me is he should not be punished. And I think if we're going to think clearly on this and take off the glasses that filter our worldview of politics by party, I think most of the people looking at this case, Hegseth versus Kelly, would side with Kelly. After the break, a great piece by our own Debbie Lozica on the traditions of Thanksgiving. That's next on 620 WTMJ.
Hello.
Good morning. This is Joe, the owner of Sidex. Is this Cheryl?
This is.
I am so excited to announce that you have won this year's Beautiful Bathroom Contest.
I'm so excited.
I'm personally going to come over, show you a bunch of styles and colors, have you design the bathroom of your dreams.
I've had the same shower since we built our house 20 years ago.
Well, if you're in the same position that Cheryl is, please visit our website at sidexremodel.com or give us a call. It's 262-821-4400.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Score the top gifts for the Brewers fan in your life this holiday season. Set them up for an epic 2026 season with the all-new Brewers Holiday Bundle, featuring 4 ticket vouchers, loaded value concession credits, and an exclusive Brewers Holiday ornament, starting at just $99. Finish shopping for even the youngest Brewers fans with the 2026 Kids Crew Kit, including one-of-a-kind Brewers merch, 6 ticket vouchers, a ballpark tour, and more, all for just $35. Grab every Brewers Holiday gift today at Brewers.com.
At Capri Communities, they believe people of every age deserve to enjoy life.
I recently moved my dad into a Capri community. He has gained such new independence. His falls have decreased, he's eating healthy meals, and going on great new adventures. Knowing Dad is in a great place really gives me the peace of mind I needed. And now, we're both enjoying life again.
Give the care that has your parent enjoying life again at Capri Communities. Get started today at capricommunities.com.
When snowstorms hit and the roads turn slick.
These slick roads are pretty brutal.
When school closings start rolling in and traffic slows to a crawl.
The snowfall closing schools in Kenosha.
We've got the latest updates on forecasts and everything else you need to know during severe winter weather. Find Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts on air and online at WTMJ.com or on the WTMJ mobile app. Stay safe. Stay informed with WTMJ.
It's that time of year again. The air is cold, the lights are sparkling, and every home seems to be dusted with tradition. Whether you hang stockings by the fire, light a menorah, or gather your family for a feast, the holidays are built on customs that bring us together. Here's the latest piece from Debbie Lazaga.
We all share the common thread of celebrating, but the stories behind some customs might surprise you, like the hunt for a strangely green vegetable on a tree. I spoke with corporate genealogist for Ancestry.com, Krista Cowan, and she says it's all about our connections.
There's just something about that togetherness and sometimes in those environments that reminds us of our roots and maybe, hopefully, inspires us to learn more.
Not every tradition comes from centuries past. Some are a little newer and a lot stranger. Let's look at a favorite that claims to be German, though the Germans might be surprised to hear it.
The pickle ornament, green, so blends into the Christmas tree, is the last ornament that is hung by the parents, and then it is the kids who need to find it, and whoever finds it gets a special present, or they just got to open a present first.
Old World, Wisconsin's Chelsea Myris gives us the background.
Glass ornaments became very popular in the United States by a department store called Woolworth's in Pennsylvania, and it was very common to decorate your tree with food at the time, and so they started making glass ornaments in those same shapes. But the idea is that it might have been sold as a marketing technique because it wasn't a very popular ornament because it was green and weird.
And while it's billed as an old German custom, a 2016 survey showed 91% of Germans had never heard of it. So much for ancient folklore. And how about the upside-down Christmas tree, a tradition that's part myth, part decor trend?
It's said that it goes back to St. Boniface. Similar to St. Patrick in Ireland using the clover to explain the Trinity, Boniface used a fir tree to explain the Trinity. So that is certainly possible. Hanging it upside down, maybe not so much. You also see it going back to Poland, but there is speculation that it was common in late 19th century cities where people didn't have a lot of space in apartment buildings, but we don't have any firsthand evidence of that.
For all the myths and make-believe, these quirky customs still do what holidays do best. They connect us.
Even though we're very digitally connected, I think something about being connected in person to our people and to our past is really important.
And how much better to show connectedness than actual strings?
We have something called a cobweb party. First, you start by picking something that people are finding. Maybe it's presents, and then you would attach it to a bunch of different colored strings, and you would put those strings all around the room so that eventually it looked like a cobweb. You would have a single color, and you would follow it and eventually find a present.
Traditions can come from anywhere, anytime, and plenty of times completely organically out of necessity.
My married siblings go with their in-laws for Thanksgiving, and the 3 single kids, we get together and we just pick what we want to eat for the day, usually non-holiday food, and then we play board games. And then on Friday, we fix our full family Thanksgiving feast so that we all can take leftovers.
Whether it's a pickle on an upside-down tree branch or lasagna on Thanksgiving, traditions, old or invented, still do the same thing. They remind us of who we are and who we love. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The Georgia election interference case against President Trump ending thanks to a prosecutor's request that the charges be dismissed and a judge's ruling agreeing with that request. ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy with the latest.
The move to dismiss the Fulton County racketeering case was made by veteran Georgia prosecutor Pete Skandalakis, who stepped in earlier this month to replace DA Fonnie Willis. She was disqualified for hiring an investigator with whom she had a relationship. In seeking the dismissal, Skandalakis writes that Georgia citizens would not be served by pursuing this case in full for another 5 to 10 years. The indictment secured by Willis accused Trump and his co-defendants of a broad conspiracy to undermine the results of the 2020 election.
At least 13 people killed in a high-rise apartment fire in Hong Kong. They jumped to several buildings in the complex. A Kremlin senior official confirms Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Moscow next week to talk with Vladimir Putin on the peace plan. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. The emergency phase of the City of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County's food drive is over after collecting more than 9,000 pounds of food, more than $93,000. Program launched at the end of October when food share benefits became uncertain because of the government shutdown. Donation bins will remain in place through Thanksgiving to support families during the holiday season. U.S. Navy cutting back on Great Lakes-built warships from 6 down to 2 as the military moves away from the Constellation-class frigate program. Fincantieri Marinette Marine currently building 2 frigates in Wisconsin and Michigan. First ship due by 2029. President Trump says the program's costly and behind schedule. Senator Tammy Baldwin says this will hurt Wisconsin workers. Foxconn promising to add over 1,000 new jobs to their Racine County facilities in Mount Pleasant to help the electronic manufacturing service provider build AI servers. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation also approved a contract amendment providing up to $16 million in additional performance-based tax incentives to Foxconn. Time for news about your money of the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 356 points, 47,468. NASDAQ up 215 at 23,240. S&P 500 up 55 points at 6,821. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-41 north about a half a mile beyond the ramp from North Avenue. We've got the right 2 lanes there blocked due to a crash. There's also that crash that's on I-94 west at the ramp from 35th Street. That crash blocking the left 2 lanes. We'll keep you posted on those freeway problems. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. We have a winter weather advisory in effect for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, Washington, and Ozaukee counties. It's in effect till 6 p.m. Also, a wind advisory in effect till 6 for all of southeast Wisconsin. Snow showers today up to an inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches north, a high 36. Snow should taper off overnight. It's going to be cold and blustery with a low 24. A few flurries possible on Thanksgiving Day. Cloudy, windy, chilly, high 32. Sunny and cold on Friday with a high 30. Snow likely again on Saturday with a high 34. It should end on Sunday with a high Sunday of 32. 32 in Madison, 36 in Green Bay, 34 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:34.
You don't need a massive walk-in to have a beautiful, organized closet.
Tired of wasted space? Or that pile of shoes that's always hiding behind your closet door?
Abracadabra!
Inspired Closets is the expert at doubling or even tripling your storage space instantly.
It's like magic, but better, because it's custom designed for you.
We make it easy and affordable and transform your space regardless of its size or scope.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
It's here. Black Friday deals are live at Fox World Travel, and your next adventure is waiting. Set sail with Viking or Holland America. Fly away with Delta Vacations. Explore Europe with Insight or Globus. Or unwind in luxury with Classic Vacations. From sun-soaked beaches to breathtaking rivers and historic cities, there's a trip for every dreamer. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com. These exclusive partner deals won't last long.
Hey fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
Happy holidays.
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving meal.
Okay.
Give my love to the family, will you?
Same to you.
Maybe I'll get a chance to meet him one day.
Okay. Say hello to Marie for me. I feel like I know her.
Yeah.
So. Okay. And you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, you know it.
So long.
The fantastic Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Steve Martin and late John Candy. Great movie. I actually ended up watching like half of it last night. And, well, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil the ending, but it's a tremendous sort of ending to what it's a crazy couple hours watching that movie. Adventures, let's say, for Steve Martin and John Candy. And a great watch, especially during the next few days. I wanted to spend a little time. This is going to be a different show because I'm not going to do serious politics for 2 hours. So we're going to, we'll hit on a few things, but we're going to spend a lot of time on Thanksgiving because that's the thing right in front of us. Including, by the way, since the text line is always open, 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line, 855-616-1620. Kind of an open-ended, just sharing if you have a favorite Thanksgiving memory. I've got a question I'm going to be asking in a moment here. And then we're going to spend in the next hour. I've seen a lot of social media buzz on this. What is or isn't an appropriate Thanksgiving pie? I mean, the obvious one is pumpkin, right? And I'll give you some hard data on what we actually do as consumers when it comes to pies, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. And I will blow up anyone that says turkey's not just a fine tasting thing you can eat on Thanksgiving. Or ham, or venison for that matter, if you want to go traditional. It is gun deer season. In the middle of that, as we celebrate sort of that tradition as part of another tradition, Thanksgiving, which is very cool. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my latest WTMJ Outdoors program, which is going to air Saturday at 2, which is we just finished producing it, and it's sort of a look inside that you may have never thought of or participated in, and it's not a old school camp, but it is, in some ways it is, because it's sort of crossing generations. My friend Nate Van Zeeland put together a fantastic weekend of fun and family and hunting and food. So we're going to get into some of that a little bit later in the show. All right, so many people, I think 9 out of 10 will celebrate Thanksgiving tomorrow in our country. 3 in 10, this is according to some YouGov numbers. 3 in 10 say price increases have affirmatively changed their holiday plans in some way. Could be what you eat or how much you eat. And roughly that same percentage, 30%, say that politics will come up during the dinner table conversation, or some cases lunch table. With an early Packers game, I know we're eating early, so many Americans will celebrate that way. A combo platter of sorts of football and family and food. So I guess my immediate question for all of you, 855-616-1620, at your table, with your family, friends, whether it's a Friendsgiving or a family Thanksgiving or maybe some neighbors come over or a combo of those things, will you talk about politics? I can tell you, I've told this story before. I had 2 international trips, long trips this summer and fall to Scotland and Sicily, Malta. On the Scotland trip, lots of politics. On the Sicily, Malta trip, no politics for the most part. So I saw that shift. Now, obviously, Scotland was a little closer to the last year's election. Sicily, almost a full year away. Didn't come up at deer camp, which I think is what I would prefer. I've noticed people are less tuned into hardcore politics and more into some of the corollary issues that, of course, politics impacts, like the economy, like immigration questions, ICE enforcement of our immigration laws. And maybe we'll touch on that on this conversation, maybe not. Will you have politics shape your Thanksgiving conversations? I guess for me, what would that be exactly? So we know, and Kristen and I have talked about, oh, by the way, Kristen is off this week celebrating with her family, if you're wondering where she is, taking some well-deserved time off. We know that some of the issues that certainly politics impacts are on people's minds. You know, first and foremost, the cost of things. I'm going to do a piece after the break about how much turkeys have gone up in the last year. And save the tax. I know there's deals that some stores offer where you can really knock the price of the turkey down if you buy other things. I get that. But just the raw numbers, turkeys cost a certain amount more than last year. We'll get into some of the details there. But I'm curious what you think about all of this. Whether on this, of all Thanksgivings, not really an election year for those of us here. We have a big election year next year, of course, with the governor's race and the Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. And, of course, midterm elections will be a hot topic. Chris and I am going to be taking a road trip to sort of meet and talk with guests who are going to focus on the impact of what those elections might bring. And there's a lot of uncertainty even before that because, as we saw with the most recent Marjorie Taylor Greene retirement announcement, it's questionable whether Republicans can hang on to their control of the House. Now, I think they will, but that margin gets ever closer, ever narrower, making it hard to do anything of substance without at least some help from Democrats in the House of Representatives. 855-616-1620. Will you talk about politics at the dinner table? I want to hear what you have to say. Let me know. James just weighed in, waiting to hear from you as well. Let's talk about it, and I'll also give you some updates on the turkey price adjustments and the impact of all of that after this on 620 WTMJ. Point taken.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's early Black Friday deals have arrived, in-store and online while supplies last. Right now, shop early Black Friday-like savings store-wide on the things you need and the brands you love. Like new men's work and sport thermal Henleys or Cambridge flannels, just $19.99. A DeWalt shop stool with casters, $99.99. Rewards members save an extra $5. And select men's Keen hiking boots, half price, $74.99. Don't miss early Black Friday deals in-store and online only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Here's a perfect holiday gift for everyone on your list from the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club, and it starts this Friday. John Mercure here. Everyone loves a free world-class dinner. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free every night at the Fox and Hounds. Buy a $100 gift card and receive an additional $20 gift card for free. Buy $250, get $50 free. Buy $500, get $125 in free gift cards. Fox and Hounds gift cards are wonderful holiday gifts for family, friends, loyal employees, key clients. Your company will save hundreds of dollars. I give one to the mailman. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com and your gift cards will arrive shortly. You just must see the Fox and Hounds holiday lights and decorations. They're truly magical. Fox and Hounds is just off Highway 167, 2 miles east of Holy Hill. The free gift card sales start this Friday. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com and your holiday shopping is done. It's easy, it's great, it's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Mission 94 is offering Black Friday deals for everyone. This Black Friday only, get 15% off all Savior accessories. Buy 4 cleanings, get 1 free. Enjoy 4 visits to the Mission 94 firearms range, and your 5th one is free. Give the gift of learning with 25% off a one-on-one training certificate. Plus, take 20% off all in-stock women's CCW purses and handbags. This Black Friday weekend only at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center in Kenosha. Learn more today. Just Google Mission 94.
Whether you're ready or not, the holidays are here. But Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered. Stop by for the Black and Orange Weekend, Friday, November 28th and Saturday, November 29th. Whether you're working on winter projects, decorating, working on your list, or just filling up your closet, don't miss Black and Orange Weekend at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Get all the info by liking them and following them on Facebook, Instagram, or at wishd.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands. Is there one classic dish that you don't believe should ever be modernized?
Stuffing at Thanksgiving. I get so pissed off when people say, "Oh, I made it better." I didn't wait all year for Thanksgiving to have my stuffing with olives and oysters and artichokes in it. No, I want it out of the bag. Just wet it and make it hot. That's what I want. That's what I wait for all year.
The great William Macy, actor. I'm not sure what movie that's from. I probably should have looked it up, but it's exactly my thoughts on stuffing. Leave it alone. Do the cute stuff on your own time. I want the normal, traditional stuff. And I eat less turkey than I used to. I love turkey. And for all those idiots who say turkey's not a great meal on Thanksgiving, you're idiots. It's kind of like the people that go on social media and say, this show's the best ever. It's like, that's your opinion, knucklehead. We don't always share that opinion. So it's your opinion you don't like turkey, but most of us, lots of us, like turkey. All right, I ask you if you will be talking politics at the dinner table. I got a lot of texts on it. 414, no politics. 414, no, I'll avoid politics with family, too many unknowns. Let's see. Hell yeah, my MAGA relatives better bring their A game. That's an aggressive stance. Yes, it is inevitable. Our hosts are on one side of the political spectrum and all the guests are on the other side. 262, let me know how that goes. That's an interesting debate there. 262, again, different 262. Talk about politics at Thanksgiving gathering. Never, unless they insist on my views, which are based in the law, the Constitution, math, and science. Rich, I feel like we could get along because that's exactly what I think. 414. Staunch liberal, and we'll be dining with my extended family who are ardent Trump supporters. If we want to maintain our relationship, nothing will be broached. Probably a good plan. 414, don't plan to. Too many other enjoyable things to talk about on such a special day, and Packers, of course. Also, 262, Matt, don't want to talk about politics. Our family members know where we stand, but if I'm asked, I will state my opinion and quickly try to shift the subject to happier topics. Well laid out strategy there, Matt. No politics from the 414. Time to enjoy family, leave the crazy world in the background for a few hours. Thanksgiving is a time for being grateful and not for discussing the latest crazy tweet out of Washington. A couple of quick ones before I jump to the phone line. 715 is a family group. We didn't talk about politics, but it was just me and my oldest daughter. When we're alone, we did discuss politics. 920, last from the texters so far. Yes, I will just tell him, shut up, piggy. All right, let's go to the phone lines. I haven't taken a phone call in a while. Joe from Hartford, welcome to the show. Joe, happy Thanksgiving. Joe from Hartford.
Hey,
there he is.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Here I am.
What do you think?
No politics this year. Typically, we do Thanksgiving Day with my family, and we do day after with her family. But we're going down by my aunt in Chicago for 2 days, and she doesn't do politics, and I'm grateful for the relief.
I am too.
Talking to my dad about politics. Huh?
I am too. I think it's a nice breath of fresh air, a nice day to just relax.
Yes.
We're going to obviously have some football if you're a Packers fan tomorrow, and Bears on Friday, which is also part of the break. Real quick before I let you go, Joe from Hartford, are you a turkey guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am a turkey. Yes, gotta have turkey.
White meat or dark meat?
And I like it white.
Interesting.
And cranberry relish. It's got to be cranberry relish. I'll eat the stuff out of the can, but I like making my own relish.
Oh, so you're not a can guy when it comes to cranberry stuff.
Correct.
All right, well, have a safe...
My wife doesn't cook, so I get carte blanche to do what I want in the kitchen. So.
All right, well, have a safe trip to, I think you said he's going to Illinois, right?
You guys too. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
All right. Did we get rid of Joe there? Yes, we got rid of Joe. All right, we got another caller? Still working on it. Lots of people texting on this. So I'll tell you, we'll do this. And thanks, Joe from Hartford, for calling there. We'll take a break. You can jump in, text or phone. Got a little time here, 855-616-1620. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. Celebrating Thanksgiving Eve today. Lots more coming up, 620 WTMJ.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Annex Wealth Management. If you've been thinking about getting a clear understanding of your financial situation, this time of year can be a good opportunity to explore those options with a fresh start. With the holidays approaching and a new year on the way, many people appreciate having a professional team, and they are that, to help them stay organized and informed. The professionals at Annex Wealth Management work as a fee-only fiduciary. That matters. It means they're required to act in your best interest. They do not earn commissions for product sales. Their team provides services for retirement and investment planning, tax planning, estate planning, all important, all brought together in a holistic approach. Whether you prefer connecting with them at their great offices in Brookfield, Mequon, Lake Country, downtown at the Pfister, the new Whitefish Bay office, welcome Whitefish Bay, or virtual via Zoom, they make it easy to meet that way. I've done it both ways. They all work fine. You can also check out their free webinars. I've been a big part of those. And their in-person events at annexwealth.com. You can find out all the information, more insight into the financial topics that may interest and matter to you. If you're considering making a change, know the difference. Learn more. Click on the now famous Get Started button. Go to annexwealth.com.
Score the top gifts for the Brewers fan in your life this holiday season. Set them up for an epic 2026 season with the all-new Brewers Holiday Bundle, featuring 4 ticket vouchers, loaded value concession credits, and an exclusive Brewers Holiday ornament, starting at just $99. Finish shopping for even the youngest Brewers fans with the 2026 Kids Crew Kit, including one-of-a-kind Brewers merch, 6 ticket vouchers, a ballpark tour, and more, all for just $35. Grab every Brewers Holiday gift today at brewers.com.
John Mercure here for Men's Studios. At Men's Studios, it's long-term wellness is the goal. You're going to feel great when you've been at that massage, when you get one of their 11 customizable treatments. You're also going to feel it long-term. You're going to be able to play with your grandkids, golf, do the things you want to do pain-free. That's the goal at Men. Not just get you out of the crisis state, but get you into a state where you feel good all the time. They've got 2 locations. They customize everything. Check out the website, menstudio.com. I've been in the studios. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're nurturing. They're going to take care of you. Men's Studio.
Planning for 2026 starts now. A new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to our Outdoor Living Unlimited Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
When we're out in your town, come say hi as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be.
You can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
News Radio 620 WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
That is one of my favorite songs of all time. I saw someone play this live on a piano once, and I have to learn how to play this song on piano because I've learned a few songs, probably about a dozen now in my couple years playing the piano, and that was sort of one of my bucket list items. But I love that song, Peanuts, Charlie Brown and the Gang. Asking the question on the text line, 855-616-1620, or the phone line. Politics at the dinner table. 3 in 10 Americans say yes. 9 in 10 Americans will actually celebrate Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, which is sort of expected, I think, because not everybody celebrates the holidays, but it's a big number. A lot of people will be off from work, of course. I will be actually working Friday for a special live edition of this show with my friend Joseph Pecky's going to come in, so I won't be here all by my lonesome. So we'll mix in some politics, obviously some football with a big Packers game coming up at noon. I think it's noon tomorrow. Maybe it's 11:30 noon tomorrow. Check that game time for me, Jazz. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Valerie, welcome to the program. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. No, we don't discuss politics. In fact, my parents always said they don't even know who each other vote for.
That's good.
But we also don't discuss football.
Really?
My dad's a 49er fan. My brother's a Bears fan. My brother-in-law's a Vikings fan. And I'm a Packer fan. Not a good thing to have discussions at a holiday when you're trying to enjoy each other's company.
So
we don't discuss politics or football.
So are you not going to have the games on at all tomorrow then?
Oh, no, they're on, but we don't discuss it.
Okay.
But we're not allowed to discuss other than what's happening on the screen.
And you'll be taking a peek at the score every once in a while as a good Packers fan, though.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Thanks for the call, Valerie.
I mean, we're not allowed to visit. We're not allowed to visit our cousins in Detroit anymore during football season.
Yeah,
because we've gone out there many times, and every time we've gone out there, the Lions lost to the Packers. So.
Big deal on Thanksgiving
It's an interesting family dynamic, to say the least.
Thanks for the call, Valerie. Have a great Thanksgiving. Let's go to, Bob. Is it Bob? Bob on the line. Let's get Bob. He's still yakking it up with Jazz on the phone line. I love that. All right, Bob. First of all, happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you, Steve. Did you get my invitation?
I think I got something from you. I got a lot of emails. What was it about?
It was about you're always welcome at St. Mary's Catholic.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you welcome me to your church, and maybe at some point I'll take you up on that because I love visiting other people's churches, man. It's the best. All right. So for you,
we've got some incredible priests.
For you, will you be celebrating politics on your celebration of Thanksgiving?
I'm hopeful that we will not.
Okay.
I have been accused of having TDS.
Yeah.
And I think TDS is misinterpreted. I think it's TRS, Trump Reality Syndrome.
I agree with you on that one, Bob. All right.
So, yeah, we're going to try. Do my best.
All right. Well, you have a blessed Thanksgiving, and hang in there, and I will take you up on your offer at some point. That's Bob. I think he's calling from Waukesha today. All right. Busy hour. Next hour, a lot more fun stuff. Thanksgiving, sort of the facts and figures about how much this all costs us. We're certainly going to get into some of the other conversation that happens on one of my favorite days of the year. Matter of fact, it is my favorite holiday of the year. Lots more coming up with news as well. We'll do it next right here on 620 WTMJ.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Eye exams are often overlooked in our busy lives, but their importance extends beyond checking for vision problems. Here to tell us more is Dr. Jordan Volkner-Krause, an optometrist with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Why is it so important to get regular eye exams?
An eye exam can detect glaucoma, macular degeneration, and other eye problems early on, maximizing treatment opportunities when they're detected early. In addition, many systemic diseases affect the eyes in their early stages, making routine eye exams a critical part of preventative health care.
What kinds of conditions can an eye exam detect?
Some conditions include diabetic retinopathy, a complication of diabetes which can cause bleeding or fluid leakage in the retina. Another condition is high blood pressure. Autoimmune conditions such as lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. Eye exams can detect cancers such as melanoma, brain tumors, or signs of metastasis from cancers elsewhere in the body.
Are there symptoms of vision concerns people should be aware of?
Yeah, the first thing I like to tell patients is don't dismiss eye symptoms as simply temporary or just a sign of aging. New onset of things like blurry vision, flashes of light, floaters, or eye pain shouldn't be ignored. These symptoms could be signs of conditions that need treatment, such as an eye infection or dry eye, or more serious concerns including retinal detachment or glaucoma.
What steps are important to ensure eye health?
Definitely getting an annual eye exam. Also, if you have any eye symptoms, schedule an eye exam as soon as possible. Your eyes may be telling you that something is wrong.
Why should someone choose the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network for vision care?
Choosing our network gives you convenient locations and expert care. It also provides the latest technology to diagnose vision concerns and an expert team that is skilled in the latest treatments. As part of an academic health network, our team also is involved in clinical research, which can provide access to treatments that may not be available everywhere.
Dr. Jordan Volkner-Krause, thank you for being with us today. To find a vision specialist who's right for you, visit freightert.com/eye or call 414-955-2020.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Stop into Ken Michaels Furniture for our sale on Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is an American icon in quality leather upholstery. Whether you're looking for power recliners or stationary seating, BY's Furniture is made with enduring quality, outstanding comfort, and timeless styling. Save 35% now on Bradington Young upholstery at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield and Greenfield. Visit us today.
We're back to the NBA Cup, and it's time to turn up the heat.
Rollins step back jumper on the way. Bullseye. Mid-range Jay, smooth as silk.
The Bucks face off against the Miami Heat in the Emirates NBA Cup group stage. Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6 on the home of the Bucks, News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
3 degrees. There is a winter weather advisory in effect for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, Washington, and Ozaukee counties, and a wind advisory in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin. Both these advisories in effect till 6 p.m. Snow showers today up to an inch accumulation in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches up north. High today 36. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The Wisconsin Department of Corrections seeking to revoke the conditional release of Slender Man stabbing assailant Morgan Geyser. A Waukesha County judge sealed the petition filed by the state late Tuesday. Geyser currently awaiting extradition from Illinois after cutting off her ankle bracelet and running away from her Madison group home over the weekend. She and 43-year-old Chad Mecca were found asleep outside a truck stop in Posen, Illinois late Sunday. If Geyser's conditional release is revoked, she could be sent back to a mental institution. A federal judge narrowing what jurors will hear in the case against Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan. She's charged with federal obstruction and preventing ICE from arresting an undocumented man at the courthouse in April.
In a series of rulings ahead of Wednesday's final pretrial, Judge Lynn Edelman blocked both sides from raising potential punishment or making arguments based on disagreements over immigration policy. He also said Dugan's team can't define reasonable doubt, but can argue the government hasn't met its burden of proof. Edelman will still decide whether to allow testimony from the defense's proposed immigration law expert, and both sides will be allowed to present evidence about law enforcement's motives and the type of warrants used in the April arrest at the center of the case. At the Milwaukee Federal Courthouse, Nazir Spencer, WTMJ News.
The new prosecutor handling the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump and others has decided not to pursue it further. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis was removed due to a conflict of interest. Legal action against Trump was unlikely to proceed while he's president. However, 14 of the defendants, including Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows, still face charges. At least 13 people dead, 28 more hurt after fire broke out and spread across several high-rise apartment buildings in Hong Kong. ABC's James Longman at the foreign desk.
Residents are being moved out. Thousands of people moved to nearby shelters, but the issue is there may well still be a lot of people missing. I mean, the police said in their initial assessment there were people still missing, people inside. We've seen these very distressing images of residents outside in the street screaming, saying they have family members inside these buildings.
Raging fire sent up column of flames and thick smoke as it spread on bamboo scaffolding and construction netting that had been set up around the exterior of the housing complex. Smooth sailing so far at Milwaukee's Mitchell Airport during one of the busiest travel days of the year. Traveler Jean heading to Texas. She tells WTMJ.
It's so smooth and people have been so nice here, and the lady downstairs was helpful with the kiosk, and the Clear people talked to me, and so it's been good.
If you're flying, remember to bring your real ID for check-in, and the TSA no longer requires you to remove your shoes. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 440 points, NASDAQ up 228, S&P 500 up 62. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
You don't need a massive walk-in to have a beautiful, organized closet.
Tired of wasted space? Or that pile of shoes that's always hiding behind your closet door?
Abracadabra!
Inspired Closets is the expert at doubling or even tripling your storage space instantly.
It's like magic, but better, because it's custom designed for you.
We make it easy and affordable and transform your space regardless of its size or scope.
Get started today at InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Inspired Closets.
A wife and husband team.
Hey fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
You've spent a lifetime taking care of others. Now it's your turn to enjoy life your way. At Capri Communities, they offer vibrant senior living where neighbors become friends, and each day brings something to smile about.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure.
Find your perfect new home at capricommunities.com.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Forward Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Bucks back on the road. Milwaukee will square off with the Miami Heat tonight. Packers will take the field Thanksgiving. Green Bay will hit the road for an NFC North clash with the Lions. Packers beat Detroit 27-13 in Week 1. And the Wisconsin football team wraps up its season this weekend. Badgers will battle Minnesota for Paul Bunyan's Axe on the Road Saturday. Visiting teams won the past 3 meetings in the rivalry. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Making quick work of some of these crashes. There was one I-41 north, about a half mile on the ramp from North Avenue. It was off on the right shoulder. It looks like that has been cleared. 41 south, a mile beyond the ramp from Main Street. Right shoulder there also blocked due to a crash. That also has been cleared off, as well as the left 2 lanes were closed earlier. 94 west at the ramp from 35th Street. That has been cleared off the highway. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A winter weather advisory in effect for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, Washington, and Ozaukee counties till 6. Also until 6 p.m., a wind advisory in effect for all of southeast Wisconsin. Snow showers in Milwaukee up to an inch accumulation, maybe up to 3 inches north, a high 36. Snow will taper off overnight with an overnight low 24. A few flurries possible on Thanksgiving Day. Cloudy, windy, chilly, high 32. Sunshine Friday, but cold, high 30. The snow returns on Saturday. Cloudy, breezy with a high 34. That snow should end on Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high of 32. Still in the lower 30s, 30 in Madison, 33 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristen Bry.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving a day early for all of you. 69% of us that celebrate Thanksgiving will be having turkey for the main course. Is that shocking? Is that controversial? Because if you read social media, it's like all these weird takes on turkey's the worst thing ever, and I'm not going to have turkey. Why would I have turkey? And that's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want. And one of the texters, John, wrote a very nice text. Happy Thanksgiving means being happy, therefore absolutely no politics. That was our previous conversation. Our politicians are not worth the time to talk about. You're not wrong on that. I would certainly agree with that statement. John, and I assume his family, are having fish fry tomorrow, perch and bluegill, which are both fantastic. Hopefully you caught them, John, or a friend or family member caught them, because those are two really great tasting fish. So I thought we'd spend a little time, because it's, Thanksgiving break is coming up for a lot of us, although I will be here Friday with Joseph Pecky, so don't miss that. If you're out and about, shopping, just enjoying what might not be that great weather, snow for those of us north. Did I hear that Mercer's getting 40 inches of snow, or got 40 inches of snow? That's insane. Used to have a family place up there. My brother-in-law, Jeff, and my sister-in-law own it now, but woo, that's some serious snow. Now, they need it up there. I do my outdoor show, and we were talking to resort owners all throughout the summer and fall about, they need a winter where they get a lot of snow. And maybe this is that winter, and if you love snow, I'm not a fan, but maybe this is the winter of your content. See what I did there? All right, so let's talk turkey. So as I just said, large number of you will be eating turkey. 69% of you who celebrate Thanksgiving will be having turkey on the table. All right, so lots of political buzz about, the president said, Thanksgiving's cheaper, and he's used a Walmart, I think it was Walmart example. Found out later they substituted some generic products, which I think a lot of people actually would do. So I'm not going to blow up the president or the administration. They were saying, hey, here's an alternative. Now they sort of sold it as last year cost this and this year it's this, and, try to, make the case that it was, cheaper. But we're going to look at some real numbers. Again, this is a fact-based show. All right, so over the past year, food inflation about 3%. So 3% more this year, more expensive than last year. President has said, Donald Trump, prices coming down very substantially on groceries. That's incorrect. Again, I'm in a friendly mood, giving mood. I'm not going to blow him up for that. But if the story I'm referencing is from the Times, and it's a foreign newspaper, but as I've said over and over again, I'm getting some of my best news reporting from other countries. Because frankly, I don't trust on occasion some of the network stuff that I see, and certainly some of the journalism or advocacy journalism has stretched my ability to discern what's a fact and what is not a fact. So they took the classic, like Julia Child, famous chef, and the basic Thanksgiving dinner, right? And the ingredients you need. Pumpkins for pumpkin pie, heavy cream, cheese, butter, onions, bread, all that stuff. And, of course, turkey. So let's look at some of the basic stuff. 2 ounces of butter, 18 cents more this year than last year. A lot of the other stuff, bread's 2% higher. Onions, for some crazy reason, 10%. Butter, as I said, up. Pumpkin, not much change. Cheese, 3%. Heavy cream, 1%. Those aren't crazy numbers. But let's talk turkey, as I said. Last year, and this, again, every store has these like giveaways and promos where you can drop the price of turkey down to almost nothing. You can almost get a free turkey at some place. I get all that. But if somebody walks into any store without all the gimmicky stuff and all the, opportunities to save, and frankly, I hate coupons and I don't like shops, so for me, that's never going to be a thing. I would just buy the turkey for what it costs. Last year, turkeys sold for, on average, about $1.65 per pound. $1.65 per pound. According to a new study by the Center for Food Demand Analysis and Sustainability, serious cred, it's about $2.05 per pound on average this Thanksgiving. So, 12-pound turkey costs about $19. That's a significant increase. Most supermarkets charging about $25 for a 12-pound Thanksgiving bird, a quarter more percent than last year. So it's real. It's not imagined. It's real. Now, as the administration has said, if you go to Walmart, say, and try to do your Thanksgiving shopping, you can substitute some generic items for some of the ingredients and get it back down to what you paid last year or maybe even less. That's good shopping. So I'm not going to blow them up on that. But when I think about this subject and sort of the way we talk about inflation, the economy, all these things add up. Turkey gravy, stuffing, cranberry sauce, 12% more this year than last year, if I put those together. That's on a very tight household budget, that's a significant impact. And one that should be discounted. Is it the end of the world? No, we can recover from that. That's just the main course. I haven't even got to dessert. Now we're going to have fun in the next segment before we get to ask Steve anything at the end. Lots of social media talk about pies. Now, we're just having this conversation in the back, some teammates. Pie versus cake on Thanksgiving. I think it's a slam dunk for pies. I'm not opposed to cake, but I'm not going to be reaching for cake versus one of my sister-in-law Mary's homemade apple pie. And as I often remind Mary, don't be showing up without the vanilla ice cream to go with that. That's a deal breaker. That's a vanilla ice cream to me is a game changer, especially when you're talking about hot apple pie, warmed up. So don't be showing up without that apple pie. And she always does, so I'm not like putting an undue burden on her. We're going to talk pie and cake and desserts. But here's the question for you during the break, because we're going to shift from talking turkeys, to talking pies. One, what do you think is the most popular pie? Don't Google it, or don't Chat GPT it, or Gemini it, whatever you're using. Gemini making a strong play for the AI market. What do you think the most popular pie is? And I'll give you this one. On Thanksgiving, it's pumpkin. Okay, but I'm talking all year. It's not a surprising choice, but I'll give you like the top five. And we'll talk pie versus cake. What makes a good pie? What makes a good dessert on Thanksgiving? You have a out of the box dessert on Thanksgiving? Hello. I'm willing to talk that as well. So we talk turkey, now we talk pie on Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Hello.
Good morning. This is Joe, the owner of Sidex. Is this Cheryl?
This is.
I am so excited to announce that you have won this year's Beautiful Bathroom Contest.
I'm so excited.
I'm personally going to come over, show you a bunch of styles and colors, have you design the bathroom of your dreams.
I've had the same shower since we built our house 20 years ago.
Well, if you're in the same position that Cheryl is, please visit our website at sidexremodel.com or give us a call. It's 262-821-4400.
It's here. Black Friday deals are live at Fox World Travel, and your next adventure is waiting. Set sail with Viking or Holland America. Fly away with Delta Vacations. Explore Europe with Insight or Globus. Or unwind in luxury with Classic Vacations. From sun-soaked beaches to breathtaking rivers and historic cities, there's a trip for every dreamer. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com. These exclusive partner deals won't last long.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
When snowstorms hit and the roads turn slick.
These slick roads are pretty brutal.
When school closings start rolling in and traffic slows to a crawl.
The snowfall closing schools in Kenosha.
We've got the latest updates on forecasts and everything else you need to know during severe winter weather. Find Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts on air and online at WTMJ.com or on the WTMJ mobile app. Stay safe. Stay informed with WTMJ.
Thanksgiving. That is all about overeating. I mean, one of the main dishes is actually called stuffing. Stuffing? What names did they turn down? Cram it in? Eat till you can't breathe? Am I the only one that doesn't feel comfortable with the fact stuffing is cooked inside a dead animal? Shove a loaf of bread up there, delicious. Kind of a humiliating way to go out for the turkey. You're gonna kill me? Oh, it's gonna get a lot worse. You do not want to know.
The great Jim Gaffigan. I saw him live in Vegas this summer, I want to say. It was either spring or summer, and he's fantastic. He's always funny. He's got a wife who's from our area, so maybe he's in town. Who knows? You never know. He did say that his adult daughter, or soon-to-be adult daughter, was making Thanksgiving, and he thought that was going to be sort of interesting. I saw an interview with him with Rich Eisen on the Rich Eisen show this week. I think it was this week. We're talking pie. All right, so I asked you during the break, 855-616-1620, and I'm still getting texts about all of the politics conversation. Keep them coming. I love reading them during the break, and if I can, I'll weave some of those in. We talked politics and Thanksgiving during the first few minutes. I wonder what we talked about. The second half hour of the show, I think. They all run together, don't they? Did a lot of shows. So this is not surprise. These are not going to shock you. Number one pie sold throughout the year, apple pie. Apple pie. Makes sense, right? As I've just given my sister-in-law Mary the push, the nudge to bring her always sensational apple pie with ice cream, vanilla ice cream, because that's the standard. Don't be showing up with fudge swirl or butter pecan. Not interested. Homemade apple pie. Now, if she doesn't do this, it's going to be interesting because she's going to be at my house. I wonder if she's listening today. Man, if you're listening, text me, 855-616-1620, just so I know what to expect. My brother Bob dropped off Kringle already from one of our great partners here at WTMJ. All right, so apple pie is the standard. Now, this next number, it surprised me, and this is year-round. And this is looking at orders, how people order pies, not necessarily making pies, because that'll probably change the totals as well. Pumpkin pie comes in, so apple pie was 29% of all pies sold. Apple pie, or pumpkin pie, 23%. I thought that was high. Now, I will tell you, and I think I teased this before, on Thanksgiving, it shoots up, rockets up to number one by a vast margin. But, and I was just talking about this with a teammate during the break, this whole pumpkin pie versus sweet potato pie debates, this may shock you, but I'm in the sweet potato pie camp. Our friends over at Dye's Pies here on the 3rd Street, that pie, that sweet potato, is tremendous. I think it was his grandmother's recipe or his mom's recipe. It is sensational. So that's where I fall. So then there's a big drop. Pecan pie, 9%. I like pecans. Not my favorite pie. Maybe you put some fudge and ice cream on it, maybe, yeah. Cherry pie, which I cannot stand. Sorry, was it George Washington? Sorry, George Washington. I can't stand cherry pie. That comes in at 8%. And I just don't, other than fresh cherries, not interested. It's something about the texture. Cherry's not my favorite flavor. It's, and I love my mom, but she loves cherry, so we always have to defer to her. She gets to make what she wants. So she'll probably have some cherry dessert. And coming at number 5, I would never have ever guessed this. I know all your heads are spinning. Lemon meringue pie at 6%. I'm thinking, there's getting why? I mean, it's not bad. It's a lot of lemon. For me, a little lemon goes a long way, right? Everybody loves those lemon bars, those lemon squares, and they're good, but they're not, it's not 6% good. That's a quick look. I'm reading some texts. A lot of apple pie fans. I don't know. So here's the other debate I want to have before we go to break. So we're talking out there, pie versus cake. I don't see Thanksgiving as a cake holiday. It's just nuts. New Year's, sure. Thanksgiving, it's got to be a pie, right? Like, what are you doing with a cake? Like, if somebody walks in with a cake, unless it's your birthday, you're celebrating a birthday, certainly not the turkey's birthday because they're dead, as Jim Gaffigan so eloquently put it. What are you celebrating? What's the cake for? Now, if it's a homemade cake and it's like, I don't know, a pumpkin cake, maybe, with some nice frosting on it, maybe. Before we go to break, here's my recommendations. And again, if you're one of these non-turkey people, God bless you, have fun, but you're losing the argument on Thanksgiving. It's not going to happen. You're not going to knock down. You can have Chinese food. You can have Italian food. I just had Italian food the other night. It was fantastic. Whether you go to Papa Luigi's, one of my local places, or DeCarlo's, fantastic food. Great Italian food. Love it. Not on Thanksgiving. Now, if you want it, you can have it. It's a free country. Here's my recipe. Got to have turkey. I like the ham alternative, right? So you got both, because I'm honest, I'm fair. Not everyone likes turkey. So you got the ham alternative. Side dishes. Traditional stuffing. Don't try to put raisins, as I said earlier. I love my wife, Kathy, and she's a great cook. But, man, you start throwing crazy stuff in there, that's going to get shot down pretty quickly. And thankfully, we've gone back to the traditional stuffing, and it's fantastic. In bird, out of bird, don't care. I like it in bird, but do your own thing. Got to have stuffing. Got to have a good gravy. Craft it the way you want it. But here's the cool thing. I'll eat a little bit of turkey on Thanksgiving, a little ham, big on the stuffing. I'll sample everything else. Green beans, if we have that. It's different every year. We mix it up. Carrots. My wife loves carrots, Kathy. Somebody said mincemeat, not good. I agree. Not going for the mincemeat. Fish just seems to be a popular alternative meal for Thanksgiving. I love fish. Fresh. You give me a fresh piece of fillet of fish, man, that is amazing. But not my Thanksgiving meal. And here's my tip. You take a little, next day, Friday, we got a Bears game at 3 o'clock we can all watch. Hopefully they lose. I'll be hate watching that game. Some really good bread, hopefully homemade, maybe sourdough. Do what you want. You take a layer of turkey, now, day old. You put some stuffing on that. It's right on top. You pack it down. So it's all meshed together. And you drizzle a little gravy on top of that. Put the top piece of bread on. You toaster oven that thing for about a minute just to warm it up. You let it sit. You slice it diagonally, not crossways. What are you, a barbarian? Make it look nice. And then that's your lunch for the Bears game. Awesome. It's my little tip for a sandwich day after. And by the way, if you want that ham to be reused, little ham and eggs, Friday or Saturday morning, fantastic. Lots of texts. We'll get to those after the break right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hi, this is Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management. As we head towards the new year, I want to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our listeners and to our clients. Thank you for your trust, your partnership, and the conversations we get to have every day. From all of us at Annex, we wish you and your family a safe, joyful, and meaningful holiday season.
Investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate strategies. Get financially organized for the new year. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
This holiday season, trade the hustle and bustle for a lakeside retreat just a short drive from the city at Lake Lawn Resort. With an award-winning spa, special events all month long, like our Taylor Swift experience, our annual Thanksgiving feast, and of course, the kickoff to our Breakfast with Santa brunch. Be sure to make time with family, friends, or that special someone. Lake Lawn Resort has everything you need to create cherished memories and relive stories of old. Book your holiday escape today at Lake Lawn Resort, where the spirit of the season comes to life and everything truly is better at the lake.
You know, Dad, there are a lot of things that make Marty's Pizza special.
Well, you got our untouched original recipe for our pizza sauce, and we have our own sausage made for us with our own recipe. We make everything fresh. Our own meatballs, our lasagna, our dough every day. We cut our vegetables fresh every day.
It's a labor of love.
This is Dick the Dad.
And James the Son from Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
Find out what keeps our loyal customers coming back for generations.
Right off I-94 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Remember Marty's Pizza.
Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that.
Remember, Marty's Pizza.
Right off I-94 and Highway 83 in Delafield.
Matt LePay for Steinhoffels. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality selection and service. For over 90 years, Steinhoffels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhoffels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Having fun on the Thanksgiving Eve program. We did some serious politics at the beginning, but this is a day to sort of ease into this for what our a 4-day time off from work and all the stress of politics and everything else. So I'm working Friday, though. So me and Joseph Pecky will be in studio sort of sorting through the Packers game and a little bit of politics, a little bit of fun as well. So if you want to have some live radio in your car, in your living room, in your office, wherever that might be, or at your deer camp, 10 to noon on Friday after tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Lots of texts. My lovely and talented culinary experts, my sister Mary, is affirmed that we are having a beautiful, this is a little twist on it, apple slab cake. Have you had this? This is off the charts good. Anybody who's been in Wisconsin for any length of time knows what this is. It's sort of the flatter version of, it is, with the glaze, the frosting. There's also homemade caramel ice cream. Not vanilla. Interesting. That'll be a challenge. We'll have to work through those issues. I forgot to mention my other sister-in-law, Patty makes a delicious, how many Wisconsin, raise your hands out there if you heard of this thing. These special K-bars, peanut butter. It's awesome. But she's not going to be with us this year. She's doing her own thing up in beautiful Wisconsin Rapids. Kristen is off this week. She'll be back on Monday. As I said, I'm working Friday. Ask Steve anything coming up in the next half hour. Get your questions in. They can be holiday related. I would prefer that, actually. 855-616-1620, but I'm not going to push it. 855-616-1620. We have local news from the unbelievably talented Connie Weber. But here's now the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. At the request of Fulton County's new prosecutor, a judge has dismissed the Georgia election interference case against President Trump and other defendants related to overturning the state's 2020 presidential election results.
The decision from a Georgia judge puts to end the last pending criminal case faced by President Donald Trump. Both federal cases against him have been dismissed, and the Georgia case has now been thrown out in its entirety. He's attempting to appeal his conviction in New York for falsifying business records related to a hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
It's the peak travel day for millions of Americans, whether they're driving or flying to reach their holiday destination. In Minnesota, George Brown had to navigate snow on his way to Minneapolis-St. Paul International, all to catch a flight.
We really didn't have any noticeable delays. We have about a 30-minute drive, and it wasn't bad at all.
Other weather around the country could hamper those travel plans. On Wall Street today, stocks are up heading into the holiday break. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. One person under arrest after making bomb threats across southeast Wisconsin. Fond du Lac police received reports of bomb threats directed at multiple locations across the city starting last Friday. Suspect then allegedly made a similar threat targeting Kewaskum High School Tuesday. School was closed early as a precaution. Police tracked down that suspect and made an arrest later that same afternoon. Suspect linked to similar bomb threats reported in Rhinelander and Tomahawk, charges pending. A pair of 3-judge panels ordered by the Wisconsin Supreme Court to hear 2 lawsuits that argue the state's congressional maps must be redrawn because they unconstitutionally favor Republicans. The 6 judges all either were appointed by Democratic Governor Tony Evers or supported liberal Justice Susan Crawford in her successful bid to join the High Court last spring. It's not known whether new districts could be ordered in time for the 2026 midterms. Man from Chicago will spend nearly 60 years in prison for an attempted murder in Fond du Lac. 48-year-old Latay Smith got into a fight with the woman in January 2023. injury. While they were in a car, he attempted to slit her throat and wrist with a box cutter. She fought back, escaped, and went to police. Smith was convicted of attempted murder, aggravated battery, and mayhem. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 421 points, 47,534. NASDAQ up 218, 23,243. S&P 500 up 60 points at 6,826. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It looks like right now we have a US 18 at Springdale Road. Right lane there is blocked due to a crash. Doesn't appear to be causing too many delays. No other major snags on the highways this hour. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. We have a winter weather advisory in effect till 6 p.m. for Fond du Lac, Dodge, Sheboygan, Washington, and Ozaukee counties. Also a wind advisory in effect till 6 for all of southeast Wisconsin. Snow showers today, up to an inch accumulation in Milwaukee, up to 3 inches north of the city. High today 36. That snow will taper off tonight with a low 24. Then a few flurries on Thanksgiving Day. Cloudy, windy, cold, high 32. Sunshine Friday, but still cold with a high of 30. Then snow returns on Saturday with a high 34. Should end on Sunday, mostly cloudy Sunday with a high of 32. 30 in Madison, 33 in Green Bay and in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:34.
Blain's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starts this Friday at 6 a.m. Now's your chance to save up to 50% or more on Friday-only super deals store-wide while supplies last. Like over 60% off 3-quart Hamilton Beach slow cookers, $14.99. Half off select Velvet Throws, just $4.99. AgriMaster horse treats are half price, $3.50 each. And Blain's brand walnut halves or pieces, just $2.99 a pound. Don't miss your chance to save up to 50% or more during Blain's Farm and Fleet's Black Friday sale starting at 6 a.m.
Hey fellas, are you feeling off of your game? If you feel like something is holding you back, connect with the medical professionals at Game Day Men's Health. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Game Day Men's Health helps guys regain their youthful edge with hormone replacement, vitamin therapy, personalized weight loss plans, plus EPAT therapy, which I've used for injuries such as plantar fasciitis or tennis elbow. And it's all under the care of experienced medical professionals. A free consultation at their clinic in Brookfield, Shorewood, Germantown, or Delafield. Game Day Men's Health. Get back in the game.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods. Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack selected varieties essential everyday purified water, 2 for $6. 9 to 13.1 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch Crunch, Ripple, or Restaurant Tortilla Chips, 2 for $5.50. 64-ounce selected varieties Ocean Spray Cranberry Juice, $2.99. 75 to 80 count or 12-ounce selected varieties Lysol Disinfecting Wipes or Spray, $4.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by December 31st.
Okay, also, just so you know, I'm not going to make a turkey this year.
What?
Well, Phoebe doesn't eat turkey.
Phoebe?
Turkeys are beautiful, intelligent animals.
No, they're not. They're ugly and stupid and delicious. Plus, eating them is like a tradition. It goes back to the very first Thanksgiving when the Indians sat down with the cowboys.
Oh, right. That's when they had that big rodeo at Plymouth Rock.
It's not just Phoebe. Will's still on a diet. Chandler doesn't eat Thanksgiving food, and Rachel's having her aversion to poultry.
She is?
Little Friends action on Thanksgiving there. Yes, I love turkey, and for all of you who don't like it, eat something else, but stop trying to blow up the significance of turkey on Thanksgiving because it's good. Lots of people texting. Of course, this is the traditional Ask Me Anything segment of the Wednesday program, Thanksgiving Eve, Hump Day, which I haven't even mentioned, which is that's surprising actually because Kristen says I mentioned it too much. Lots of conversation and questions, but here's an interesting one. Has anyone? This is from a texter who's watching live on their work computer. Good job, you. Has anyone ever told you look like Ralphie from the Christmas Story movie, all grown up? Of course. No one has ever told me that. I don't see it, but, Maybe it's the glasses that I wear. Could be. Lots of conversation about pies versus cake. So some of the ones that people are making. Now, this one actually sounds good because I do like pumpkin pie. I just like apple pie probably more than pumpkin pie. And I said before, if I chose between pumpkin and sweet potato, I would take sweet potato almost every day of the week. Maybe a pumpkin pie for variety. Texter 414, I made a pumpkin spice dump cake with buttercream frosting. Okay, she said very good. That sounds delicious. I would give you more than a very good on that one. That sounds like I'm going to have a big piece of that with a steaming hot cup of coffee in the morning. Sounds fantastic. What's the dump, for the texter from the 414, what's the dump piece of that? Maybe I'm missing something. Pumpkin spice dump. You putting other things in there? There are other ingredients? What am I missing there? 414. Usually it's a pie, but this year it's carrot cake. Honestly, this cake is way easier to make than a homemade pie and has to be homemade. Usually apple or bourbon pecan pie. And they had a nice comment about Mr. Dye's sweet potato pie. It is unbelievably good. Had it a bunch of times. Used to bring it in all the time. From the 414, peach cobbler is what I like, but I admit my brother's pumpkin chiffon pie has dominated the last few years. I love all this stuff. And you can do what you want. It's free country still. So we appreciate that, including our food choices. So you don't have to I'm going to reestablish, I'm going to reset the baseline. You don't have to have turkey, but it's sort of part of the thing of Thanksgiving. So as I told you before, 9 in 10 people in the country celebrate Thanksgiving, and a big number of those are going to have turkey. I like the ham option, as I said before, gives you an alternative. For the non-turkey lovers, of which there are some, you got the ham and all the fixings, right? I'm a stuffing guy. Kathy, my wife, makes fantastic stuffing. We had a little issue one year where she started throwing in extra ingredients in. I've already talked that through. We're good. Not going to happen. Her stuffing is fantastic. And she puts it inside the bird and makes some outside. So you have both choices there. Texter Wendy says cheesecake. I suppose, but can't you have cheesecake anytime? Like, what's the drama of cheesecake? I like cheesecake, especially I don't know if I said it or not. Blueberry is my favorite flavor beyond vanilla. Fresh blueberries, just had some the other day. Blueberry pie, fantastic. It's always the struggle between don't be showing up with a cherry when blueberry's an option. In my world, I understand some people love cherry. Texter from the 414, I'm making pumpkin, apple, and pecan pies. Texter, that's a busy day. Busy pie day. But I appreciate you because you're making the effort, which I think is part of what Thanksgiving is all about. Somebody, your host, makes all the effort. One more before we go to break because I'm almost already late. Peach cobbler is what I like. Peach cobbler. Again, is that real? That's what seems like a spring-summer pie. This is more pie talk than I've ever done on this show, and I think any show I've ever done in the last 9.5 years. Yeah. It's good, though, because it's Thanksgiving, people. You can I got some political questions. I'll try to get to some of those, too. Take a break. Here's my recommendation for all of you. Don't think about politics tomorrow. Don't think about politics on Friday. Obviously, the goal for sports fans in Wisconsin, well, we need the Bucks to clean up their act because they absolutely suck right now. So that's just the standard. That's more than a one-day thing. Packers need to take care of business in Detroit tomorrow. Early game, yes. Friday, the Bears have to lose. They're playing a very tough team in Philadelphia, but the Bears, let's be honest, Packers fans, are improved. Caleb Williams, talented quarterback. Is the next coming? I don't know. He had a horrific fumble in the game. They've had some luck, which is part of a good season. You have some luck. The ball bounces your ways. That's all part of it. Last thing before we go to break, 920. I'm thankful for everything I have and experienced this Thanksgiving, whether they have been good or challenging. All these blessings come from God. I appreciate that. And then they added a little bit about Donald Trump. I'm not thankful for Donald Trump. I don't mean I hate him, but I'm just not thankful for him. But that's what the texter said, so I read it. And I can probably read a couple texts on the opposite side of that equation. But keep the politics out of it because that'll make you happier. And even if somebody brings up politics, shift the conversation. Bring up how much you appreciate how their house looks, how much you appreciate their decorating, how much you appreciate the food they made for you if it's a host situation, or how they look. Maybe they lost weight. Find something else to talk about. Quick break.
Diamond stud earrings are the Christmas gift that shines brighter than the tree.
If she already has a pair of natural diamond studs from Kessler's, bring them in and we'll give you 100% of the price you paid.
When you trade them in on a larger pair of diamond stud earrings.
That's been our policy for more than 30 years.
We have diamond studs from $198 up to $40,000.
And we have 0% financing for 18 months with approved credit.
And 0% is a really low interest rate.
Some people say that 0% is the very best interest rate.
Diamond studs always fit perfectly.
They never go out of style.
And you can wear them with anything.
If you want to trade in our old natural diamond studs from Kessler's on some bigger diamond studs from Kessler's,
go ahead and pick up her new ones today.
And you can bring in the old ones after the holidays.
Come to Kessler's.
Bigger is better. And blue diamonds are you diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's like you don't want to even do anything anymore. You lay in bed in the morning, putting off the pain. You put off your workouts. You put off your walks. And yard work, that's just not even an option anymore. As we speak, pain is taking away more and more from your life. And unless you take action, it's going to get worse. And that's no way to live. Not when there's a Rejuvenex clinic nearby. Because the power of Toradol, joined with the wonder of hyaluronic acid, can alleviate your pain. And it can allow you to start living your life again. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, Rejuvenex treatments are affordable. They're FDA approved. And in many cases, our patients pay nothing at all. Because insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pay for them. If your pain just won't go away, you should call Rejuvenex today. Google reviews will tell you it's worth a try.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, don't cook on Thanksgiving. Relax. Relax. Enjoy your family and the all-you-can-eat buffet at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford under $23. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Google and reserve today. Tables fill quickly. Big food, big fun. It's the Mine Shaft.
Oh, that's funny. Ooh, cherry pie. Not my favorite, as we've talked about extensively on the program today. I said it was going to be different shows this week. First of all, my partner in crime, Kristen Bry, is taking a well-deserved break from the show and visiting with her lovely family, probably in the center of the state where I just came from. Hey, real quick, total aside, any of you see the Dateline episode that was filmed in Waiawega, Wisconsin? Let me know what you... I don't want to give it away because I want people to watch. Check it out. It's filmed. It's the most recent episode. It aired Friday night, and we were mesmerized by it in Deer Camp because we were literally 15 miles from Waiawega. It stunned us that it was actually shot in Waupaca County. But text me 855-616-1620. I'm going to use this in some other venue, either the podcast or something. I'm just curious about this story. In Waiawega, were you happy with the verdicts? And that's all I'm going to say about it because I don't want to give it away. But if you're from Wisconsin or from the central part of the state, or certainly if you're from Waupaca County, I knew none of this. So watch the most recent Dateline. It's aired Friday nights. I believe it's NBC. But if you're up there and you watch this and you're from that area, what did you think of that final verdict? I got to know. I'm not going to read them. I just want to see what you have to say. Where was I at here? Oh, we were talking about all the food and stuff. And if you have another question about politics, I certainly will answer it. I'd prefer not to because these are sort of lighter shows. Lots of people asking about the pie thing. Pie versus cake. I've made my mind up on this. I'm not really debating it anymore. It's pie. on this Thanksgiving. I like cake. Trust me. You have a nice piece of carrot cake or a nice piece of even birthday cake. Well done. We just celebrated my mom Agnes's birthday the other day. Happy birthday, Mom. Wonderfully fit at 90. Still walking. Okay, for all you slackers, my mom and my dad's 89, my mom's now 90. Still walk 2 miles every morning, 6 days a week, maybe 7. That's pretty impressive. One of the reasons they're doing so well. So happy birthday, Mom. I forgot to say that the other day, but we had a great party on Monday night, and all the brothers. First time the brothers have been together. I have 3 brothers, and we all got together with my mom and dad and my wife, Kathy, and it was fun. So anyway, but that was birthday cake, which I appreciate. But because I'm trying to maintain my weight loss, thank you, Milwaukee Weight Loss, MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com, I ate a very little piece of that. But if I'm on this holiday, Thanksgiving of all holidays, I'm going to choose, obviously, the pie. Now, a lot of cheesecake support coming in. I've never heard of this. It sounds intriguing. 262, autumn cheesecake. Described like this: cheesecake bottom with apple pie topping. Now, you had me at the cheesecake bottom, but then the apple pie was sort of the piece de resistance, to use my French. Speaking of French, I'm all over the place today. Did I see Hugh Jackman is in town in Milwaukee? He's serving custard at one of the local custard places. Isn't that wild? Hugh Jackman, if you're listening, big fan. Great actor. Big musical guy. And if you're listening again, because who knows, you could be tooling around town, or maybe it's on wherever you're at, impressed by the jump roping skills. So if that gets to you, or somebody tells you that you heard it, I was impressed. I watched it a couple of times because it's on everybody's reel now. All right, before I go to break, I'm going to tease some stuff. Friday, I will be doing a live show from this very same chair and this very same studio with my friend Joe Zepecki. We're going to talk football. We're going to mix in some politics, yes, not a lot, and some fun stuff, maybe the food we ate, all that stuff. That'll be Friday's show. We also do a lot of podcasts. I do 4 or 5, sometimes 6, depending on what time of year it is. And as you know, Decision Wisconsin podcast will be ramping up next year with all the races in Wisconsin and midterms. So we have Extra is our newsletter, which comes out every Sunday morning. You can just go to WTMJ.com. You'll find a place to subscribe. I have my Scaffidi podcast, which, by the way, the numbers are blowing up thanks to each and every one of you from all over the world now, because I just had a listener from Australia. Hello. Who sent me a very nice Christmas card. Thank you for that, by the way. Listening to the Scaffidi podcast. We had Carol Kane, if you want to hear what Carol's up to for the holidays. We have a great one coming with Dick Alpertz next week. And then, of course, Rose Gray, who I'm interviewing next week. We're going to talk listener trips. And I'm actually going to weave a little Rose Gray into my outdoor show, talking about safaris in Africa, because she's an expert on that. Not the hunting side, but the safari side, getting into Africa, all that, travel and more. The spectacularly talented and gorgeous and wine drinking and fun Rose Gray. So that's Scaffidi. Obviously, Point Taken podcast, which gives you a great way to catch up on the interviews you missed or anything that you missed on the show. I think I covered them all, right? And, of course, Listen. You need to listen, more specifically. Kristen and I sort of take on a hot-button topic that we usually talk about on this show. So all of those podcasts available at WTMJ.com on the podcast page. We'll wrap it up from the Annex Wealth Management Studio here at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee on Thanksgiving Eve after this.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love my dogs, Bella and Baxter, an important part of our family. They're kind of like kids sometimes, and like kids, they weren't always listening, but I've got it figured out now. Thanks to Matt and his teams at Sit Means Sit Dog Training, our dogs are better behaved. They don't bark as much. They just listen better. They're happy, confident, obedient. Our house is a better house. Sit Means Sit Dog Training turned it around for us. Let them do the same for you. You can start with a free consultation. The website is sitmeansitwaukesha.com. Sitmeansitwaukesha.com.
It's here. Black Friday deals are live at Fox World Travel, and your next adventure is waiting. Set sail with Viking or Holland America. Fly away with Delta Vacations. Explore Europe with Insight or Globus. or unwind in luxury with classic vacations. From sun-soaked beaches to breathtaking rivers and historic cities, there's a trip for every dreamer. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com. These exclusive partner deals won't last long.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Flimsy, feeble, flaccid. That's how you can describe most pre-approval letters these days, because most banks still issue pre-approval letters without actually verifying your income, employment, or down payment. That's the exact opposite of an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval, where we put a $2,000 guarantee behind the fact the seller can actually rely on the terms of your pre-approval and offer. With AccuNet, there's also a possibility of issuing a property-specific pre-approval with as little as a 10% down payment that includes the magic words, "No appraisal required." That's right, AccuNet may be able to issue your pre-approval without needing an appraisal. That's the kind of certainty that can help a seller say yes to your offer. Sure, you can try competing with a flimsy bank pre-approval, or you can click on the blue button at AccuNet.com and get started with the pre-approval listing agents and sellers recognized as the best in the business. That's ACCUNET.com.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Celebrate a birthday, anniversary, or retirement this week with a free dinner at the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill. Buy one dinner, get one free, 7 nights a week. Google Fox and Hounds restaurant and enjoy your free dinner.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
The Democratic field to replace Governor Tony Evers in 2026 drops from 8 to 7. American Family Field beer vendor Ryan Sternad has dropped out of the race.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, Milwaukee police officers have a new contract for the first time in 3 years.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving!
Ma, what are you doing?
Well, Deborah insisted on cooking a fish, so I cooked a turkey in case people want to eat.
Thanks for doing this, Raymond. Looks like you got the whole family together.
Yeah, it's dysfunction palooza.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Oven mitts.
He's holding Raymond's brother. Everybody loves Raymond. He's holding some very hot dishes for Thanksgiving. It was a sort of a different show today, but certainly I want to say thanks to all of you for tuning in always, not just today, but I enjoy what I do, and hopefully we had some fun today, played some clips, talked about food. Somebody asked me how my food was on our deer camp experience this weekend. It was absolutely spectacular. My friend Nate Van Zeelen hosted us, and Paul Smith from the Journal Sentinel, outdoors editor and great writer. For the weekend, Friday we had venison stew with Nate's wife Holly's fresh sourdough bread. It was sensational. And then Saturday he brought in the Hernandez brothers from Nina, and they cooked us a 5-course meal, which is absolutely outstanding. It was beyond the traditional casserole and pizza that we sometimes have at deer camp. So thanks to Nate. If you want to hear that live from deer camp episode, WTMJ Outdoors, Saturday at 2. It'll be on our podcast page as well. Spectacular behind the scenes, talking to really smart guys. Nate's a surgeon, and of course, Paul Smith, great writer. So that was fun. Quickly on the Pay It Forward, I always want to give you some ideas. Free ones, right? Hold a door for somebody. Leave a note. Easy to do. Offer your seat on public transportation. Make it easy. Or even at an airport, if somebody's standing up and you're sitting down, offer your seat. And on the pay side, you know what? Gift card, hand it to a stranger, hand it to somebody you know, hand it to somebody that needs help. That's what you can do to pay it forward. I'll see you on Friday for a special live show. The news is next on 620 WTMJ.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. And joining me today is Jeff Salasinski, Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we've discussed before the consequences of buying insurance on price alone and the risks that come with that. Tell us what else is important here.
Sure, Vince. Great to be here again. If you really want protection for your business or your personal assets like your home and autos, it's critical you're working with an insurance professional who takes the time to explain the details. It's critically important that you listen and then act. Buying on price alone can be expensive.
Jeff, let's have you explain a little bit more what you mean there. Buying on price can be expensive?
Vince, insurance policies are contracts. They have coverage limits, sub-limits, and terms and conditions you need to understand. Coverage mistakes or cutting corners are always expensive. Your